What's going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys have all been having an amazing day, but I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know exactly how my day trading went today, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. And as you guys can tell from the thumbnail, right, today I had a huge red day, right, yet again. As you guys know, last week I did have a huge red day on Friday. I was down about $650, and today, yet again, right, I did not learn my lesson. On top of trading poorly Monday and Tuesday, today I dug myself in a huge hole, right? So in terms of how I did day trading wise, I was down 600 on TQs, right? An additional $33 on SQs, right? So finished nearly down $650 yet again. Right on top of that, the market itself pulled on back. So you guys can see my swing trades lost me money, right? For the most part, Tesla was the only one still in the green. And so that's why I did finish down on the day over $800, right? So huge hit to the account. As you guys can see, I had over 200 filled orders. I did absolutely terrible, right? And it today really just showed why I was trying to implement the rule of, very just limiting myself to as little trades as possible, because if not, I end up, putting myself in positions like this. So as you guys can see, I was just really over trading, being impulsive, buying in and out of things, selling almost right away, buying back in right away. Like, it was just ridiculous today. I traded like absolute crap. And, because of today, I am going to be taking a step back in terms of trading with real money, right? I'm going to start trading on my simulation account again. And I plan on doing that for, a decent amount of time until I've proven to myself that, I earned the right to actually trade with real money, right? Because I just have sucked all week. I literally feel like I'm the worst trader, to ever exist. And the fact that I've been doing it for, years already, and I have days like today, it's just super, discouraging. And at the same time, it just shows that I'm not learning, right, from my lessons, right? Because anytime I have mantras days like today, I always go through a cycle of, okay, I'll learn not to, be so aggressive, and then I may start doing a little well, then I'll start giving it back. And I typically tend to make, steady profits, and then all it takes for me is one day where I absolutely just lose really sight of, my game plan, and just I don't follow any rules at all, and I end up digging myself in a huge hole, right? I'll lose everything that I made on the week and more, right? Plenty more on top of that. So I really need to be taking a step back and evaluating what's going wrong with my trading, right? It's, as far as how I actually dug myself in a hole today, I wasn't waiting for margin to build itself up on SQQQ. As you guys can see, the market shot up. I started getting into SQQQ, right? This thing continuously made new highs, right? And then it would stop me out, right? And then as it would pull on back, it would start to make a new high, right? And so pretty much I was just not being patient, right? I was sizing up when I really had no business sizing up in, right? This thing was shooting up, I would buy in, and I started sizing up thinking I could predict where the top was, but this thing kept shooting me up. I would have to stop out, right? Then once it would start selling off, right, I would start getting into SQQQ only for it to start to bounce again, right? So I didn't let true signs of rejection form, right? Where this thing, pushed up to a high, finally got rejected, tested the EMA, right? Pushed up, right? Broke below it, and finally started to form these lower highs and lower lows, right? I just, wanted to be the hot shot that tried to predict exactly where the top was. And I just ended up, getting eaten alive. So I initially got into SQs, but after getting burned on that because I wasn't staying patient, I decided to switch into TQQQ here, right? I really thought we were going to potentially continue to climb, and that's really where my mistake was, right? Once we started to break below the EMA and form these lower highs and lower lows, I should have, noticed that this thing was starting to change direction, right? Indicating signs of a potential reversal, right? And rather than trying to get into TQQQ and try to time exactly when this thing was going to pop, if it even did, right? I was so naive to just think I would be able to time exactly where TQs would bounce and I would sell and then get into SQQQ, right? But this thing did not ever want to really break above the EMA. Anytime it did, it would end up selling off aggressively. And I was an idiot trying to get into TQQQ, right? Thinking there would be a bounce, right? Just looking at the past 5 days, how it's been trading, right? There was lots of potential support areas that we were seeing pre-market, right, all around here. And so I kept thinking we were going to find a support and finally bounce. So I would get into TQQQ, form a new low, cut losses. And then we would start to test a new support. Oh, this will be finally where it bounces. So let me get into TQQQ. And this thing just, I would keep digging myself in a hole literally all day. And so anytime this thing would show signs of it reversing, I would get in, size up fully. This thing would make a new low, and I would end up just, being the idiot that walked away being down so much on TQs on the day, right? I was just fighting direction the whole day, and the thought didn't even cross to me, or the thought didn't come across my head, right, that this thing could have continued to sell off. It didn't have to find a support just because it has been, right, the past few days. And so it came back to really bite me in the butt. In terms of just the market overall, I should have known we've been very overextended, right? We've been rallying nonstop. And anytime we do rally, we tend to find areas of resistance, right? Where we can finally start to form areas, where we will start to get rejected and struggle, right? It's not like this resistance came out of nowhere, right? This thing ended up peaking out. It pulled on back, right? And we've been experiencing definitely more of a resistance area around these levels. So once this thing pushed on up here, I was so naive to think this thing was just going to break resistance and continue to uptrend, right? Rather than wait for it to actually show signs of a rejection before I got into SQQQ. Look at the margin I could have made on the day, right? I was down over $600 on the day. Imagine I had just been patient, waited for an initial entry on SQQQ, and then just continue to ride this thing down all day, right? Like, just imagine the difference of a day I would have had. I would have went from being not only down 650, or instead of being down 650, I could have, been up hundreds on the day. But not only that, I wouldn't be in the position where now I have to go back to simulation account, right? I could still be trading real money. But days like today, I've showed myself why I do not, or I should not have the ability to trade real money. I'm not ready for it still, right? That's why I'm going to be practicing using fake money. And until I prove to myself that I am worthy of actually trading real money, then that's when I'm going to go ahead and transition back. But until then, right, I'm just going to be practicing on my paper account. And I hope, today's video was, somewhat relatable for you guys. If you guys are having a tough time in your trading career, trust me, days like today sucks. And even just making this video, right, and having to post it online, even though no one really, watches the channel, it's still hard, to have to admit to the public that, you effed up, right? Like, I effed up bad today, and I've, been trading horribly all week, and it's definitely part of trading. I can either give up now, right, and just walk away and just complain that the market's always against me, or I can really just try to do stuff that'll get me better, right? And that's what I'm gonna try doing. It really sucks. I'm gonna really try to sulk in this emotion, right? Let it affect me the way it should, and then I'm just gonna move on, and I'm gonna really, really try to change my trading around. I hope to look back on this video, and in the future, and be able to, just let myself know that I actually did it, right? That I became a successful trader. But until then, I'm just going to be taking it day by day, really trying to do my best as far as trading on the simulation account, and keep you guys updated with, what does end up happening. But thank you guys so much again for your time. It really means a lot to have your support. And yeah, I hope, you guys found this useful in any way. And I will most likely be posting, a video on my trading simulation tomorrow and Friday. So I hope to see you guys then. Take care and have an amazing rest of your day.